America's Heartland. This is GJRV, Clinton, Iowa. Now, GJRV presents The Last 7 Days. In this time of lawlessness and utter chaos, there's a program that puts it all into perspective. This is a program where men and women gather to discuss current events and how it lines up with Bible prophecy. And now, The Last 7 Days.
I heard that this whole month is past appreciation month.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So thank you for everything that you do.
Thank you, kiddo.
I don't know if it's something you picked up in your messages, but I just heard part of the story on AFR the other day. There's another fellow who has a Bible study in an apartment complex that's being totally harassed and dragged into court and stuff like that to go and help in all the places that need it. So wonderful church. In fact, I think it was the local court that needs to know you got to quit that. Well, now it's up before the 8th Circuit Court of Appeals. Fortunately, not the 9th.
You're the expert.
Yeah. Just send me a text on what you need and I'll make one up.
Well, I don't know. I mean, this is something that can describe what we're trying to do, why we need it, who's going through to, so.
Okay, we're going to get started. I don't know if you've heard or not, but once again we have a small problem within the Democratic Party.
Small problem?
J.B. Pritzker running for governor in Illinois. Did you hear about this? 10 of his campaign workers are filing a $7.5 million lawsuit against him for discrimination and ill treatment for civil rights.
And he's running for governor.
Yes.
For a Democrat governor.
The people that stand for black people and minorities.
He can join the one that's getting in trouble for voter fraud, and then the other one that was getting in trouble for something else. There's quite a few of them.
Oh yeah, yes.
Yeah, if he wanted to be like that, why didn't he return
Well, they had, somewhat along that line, they had a quote from somebody that they played on AFR yesterday, I guess it was, that, a Democrat's supposed to be in favor of, the downtown people, but they said this, and she made a special point that if you elect her, she was going to make sure that plenty of Hispanics got allowed in, legal and illegal.
Is it just me or is there?
Said that publicly.
So you're pressing him outside. Okay. I have to say this kind of quietly. I won't really
Nancy said he won't be able to hear you.
Okay. I'll show it to you.
I can't see
Burger King launches demonic nightmare King Whopper, scientifically proven to increase terrifying things by 350%.
That sounds like their left-handed Whopper on April Fool's Day some years back.
Yeah.
Is that like the Babylon Bee that put that on?
No.
Well, you saw the sign on their door, don't you? Enter here if you dare.
Yeah.
How many customers does that scare off?
Very scientific. Burger King teamed up with Florida Sleep and Neurodiagnostics Services Incorporated to conduct a study for more than 10 nights with 100 participants who ate the Nightmare King before they went to bed. After eating the Nightmare King, the data obtained from the study indicates that the incidence of nightmares increased 3.5 times.
What did they do? Sacrifice a small version?
The fast food giant is launching a green bun sandwich for Halloween that the company claims has been scientifically proven to cause nightmares. Hopefully the forest-hued bread won't also haunt customers the way Burger King's previous holiday tinted buns did.
So they've done this before.
Yes. Halloween has long been associated with Satan and the hellish underworld, but in our day it has gone from a subtle and implied association to an in-your-face evil. Case in point today is the fast food giant Burger King, who is launching their revolting to look at Nightmare King Whopper. How bad is it? BK created this disgusting barf burger to not just offend you visually and physically, but with the goal of attacking you in your dreams while you sleep. Lest you think we are overstating our point, you should know that Burger King hired a sleep diagnostic services company to verify that their nightmares will increase to a minimum of 350% after ingesting their putrid concoction.
Oh, wow.
From the New York Daily News, back in 2015, the burger offended a brand offered a Halloween Whopper with a black bun covered with A1 sauce that reportedly turned patrons' stool green when consumed. Burger King declined to comment on whether the new season special called the Nightmare King is likely to inspire unwanted side effects. But the chain did reveal that the green bud is made with all natural coloring from watermelons.
Oh my goodness.
Burger King says feed their nightmares. The Nightmare King will feature a quarter pound of flame grilled beef, a white meat crispy chicken fillet, melted American cheese, thick cut bacon, mayonnaise, and onions on a glazed green sesame seed bun. It will be available at participating Burger King eateries for a limited time starting Monday and sell for about $6.39.
Well, you gotta think about it.
Their food offends me.
I know.
Think about it, it's a great bun. People think it's moldy.
Is it like not bad enough that the food is offensive as it is?
What do you think about that, though?
Okay, and if you're not offended by the food here at Wal-Mart, our favorite company in the United States, Wal-Mart, can they get any more terrible? Yes, they can. Yes, they can. From Retail Dive, I got all kinds of stories. This has not made the news. Nobody knows about this. But I'm first to reveal this because this will be as big as 9/11. Conspiracies will come out on this like hundredfold. This is the next Planet X. Okay?
Is this as big as their FEMA camps?
I think it is actually. I think it is.
He gave us a preview last night. Oh, DJRB is going to have this on before everybody else.
Walmart has gotten the patent. Walmart has gotten the patent for a handle for their grocery cart that will track all your biometrics. Not that you get the results, but it'll track all your biometrics as you go down the aisle in Walmart.
It's kind of like, where you see something you really like and then they hit on that.
Exactly. And they'll know how the marketing is doing. That's how it starts.
Kind of the algorithms online.
There's numerous articles, but it has not made national news yet. But this could very well be that, this is all part of I believe tracking of individuals, the cashless society. This is going to they're not, they bill this is that this is for health and safety. This is not for health and safety. But the reason what they're saying is that when you have your hand on the card, they will know if you may be perhaps in the early points of a heart attack, or if you're in a fight. Okay? Well, if you go like this, you don't have your hand on your handle of the card anymore. If you're trying to go like this, you don't have your hand on the card anymore.
So how would it know?
I would.
Yeah.
Well, do whatever pick up before you let go.
It does, but it's really
If you have your hand in the card and nobody's paying attention, and you fall down on the ground and your hand's no longer on the card, then they can't tell either.
But it will register if you're lingering too long in the pie section.
And that would be a good thing, though. That would be a good thing.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. That's what they want you to have.
That's what it's for.
A response.
Almighty buck, so they know what to stock their stores with.
Soon, I think, because this handle will change, and they're already coming up with ways to beat this handle. People are already coming up with ways. Put aluminum foil over it, put cloth over it, okay? Push below the handle or on the sides of the handle, but not on the handle. Or if you have your hand on the handle and you go back and forth a little bit, it messes it up.
They got a patent on that design,
Well,
So anyhow,
I wonder
Walmart.
if they've been experimenting, because have you
No, they
noticed
already
at our Walmart out here, some cars have orange handles?
No, they haven't came yet. But yes, I did notice that. But they've experimented and they like what they see. The test market, so they're going to supposedly launch this out to Walmart. I don't know. They're using a biometric handle for their carts that'll register all your biometrics. You won't get the information, but they get it. As you go down the aisles in the store, it registers your response to the aisles, and they'll know exactly what you're looking at.
They'll already know I'm electronics freak.
So eventually there'll be a little card reader, then maybe a little hand reader.
That's why I don't go shopping there anymore.
You go in there and give all the cords I
line
need.
that'll calculate what you got in the cart and bill you for it.
They got layaway, so I
Virtual card readers.
Oh, I know. I said as soon as they come up with that biometric thing, I walk in there without a card.
This could eliminate shopping cards. Grocery clerks. Clerks on the line.
So it's going to take away jobs, of course.
So yeah, and then it could register.
Let him have it to put it on the radio.
It could put a little beam around your cart. Everything that goes into that cart can be scanned, and then you put your hand or put a card in. First card, probably then your hand. It might be able to shoot up a thing to be able to read something off your forehead.
Wonderful.
And then you go out of the store, and rather than get accosted by people wanting to see your receipts, it'll automatically tell whether or not you have anything in that cart that has not been paid for, and alarms will go off. And then
Now that I can agree with.
Yeah.
That I can go for.
I was sitting somewhere and I got to end up walking. I'd be gone.
well, that's the whole thing. You know. Yeah, and that's another way to be able to beat it too. Okay, continuing on here. There are now more witches than Presbyterians in the United States.
What's the difference?
Witches. More witches. Witches.
I hope they can take it.
Demonic.
And in their defense, I'm sure there's some Christians that are Presbyterian. Some.
Some wishes are free.
The sad thing about it is the Presbyterians were one of the leading denominations that were supporting the American Revolution. It's just a different Protestant denomination.
Oh, so it's a Christian denomination, right?
Yeah.
They take their name from the Bible word apathy because they recognize that the church should be run by a group of elders instead of just one person.
The population of self-identified witches has risen dramatically in the United States in recent decades, and interest in astrology and witchcraft practices have become increasingly mainstream. While data is sparse, noted, the practice of witchcraft has grown significantly in recent decades. Those who identify as witches has recently concurrently with the rise of witch aesthetic. While the United States government doesn't regularly collect detailed religious data because concerns that might violate the censorship, several organizations have filled the gap from 1990 to 2008. When did Harry Potter first come out? Trinity College in Connecticut ran 3 large detailed religion surveys. Those have shown that witchcraft, the well-known witchcraft group, grew tremendously over this period. From an estimated 8,000 Wiccans in 1990, they found that there was 340,000 practitioners in 2008. It went from 8,000 in 1990 to 340,000 in 2008. They estimated that there were around 3,400 pagans in 2008.
Imagine that.
Pew Research studied the issue in 2014 and discovered that 4% of Americans, approximately 1 to 1.5 million people, identify as Wicca or pagan, meaning their communities continue to experience significant growth. The rapid rise is not a surprise to some philosophical and spiritual trends in culture. It makes sense that witchcraft and the occult would rise as societies become increasingly postmodern, i.e. post-Christian. I've added that. The rejection of Christianity has left a void that people as inherent spiritual beings will seek to fill, said author Julie Royce, formerly of Moody Radio, in comments emailed to the Christian Post Tuesday. Plus, Wicca has effectively repackaged witchcraft for millennial consumption. No longer is witchcraft and paganism satanic and demonic, she says. Its pre-Christian traditions also promote free thought and understanding of earth and nature. Yet such repackaging is deceptive, Roy said, but one that a generation with little or no biblical understanding is prone to accept. It's tragic, and it remains of how badly we need spiritual revival in this country. And also our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against powers of this dark world, she said, referring to Ephesians 6, which explains the spiritual warfare. As mainstream Protestantism continues its de-evolution, the U.S. witch population is rising astronomically. There may be more Americans who identify as practicing witches, 1.5 million, than there are members of the mainline Presbyterianism, PCU USA, Presbyterian USA, yeah, which is 1.4 million, she said Tuesday. Portrayals of occultism as either fun or morally neutral have been appearing more in culture in recent years and in light of growing interest. Companies like cosmetic giant Sephora, I've never even heard of it, but cosmetic giant, has attempted to capitalize on it. It's marketing a starter witchcraft, a starter witch kit to consumers interested in dabbling in witchcraft. Well, that's a scary thought.
Yeah, really.
That's a scary thought. A starter witch kit. Okay.
Hard to say.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, try to say it
Starter witch kit.
They have conventions all over the world where you can go for a month-long Harry Potter wizard.
There's some announcement that's starting
In 1970, I was part of somebody's transformation from a witch to a Christian, and they gave me, it was a rouge container, and when they came to Christianity, and when they came to Christ, this girl gave me this container of rouge, and it was mixed with human ashes. And in her group, they believed that, which were Satanists, that they put on this rouge on their face, and they were empowered by the energy of that person, you know, along with their own energy. So they were actually wearing human ashes. So
Wonderful.
and this was, by the way, a common thing because, and I'm not even sure, I mean, don't quote me on this, but for years, back before 2000, makeups were using aborted babies. Oh, wow. Yeah, they were using aborted babies as an ingredient. Now, I don't know if they still do it now. What?
CoverGirl was one of them.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So where did they get that? So where did they get that from?
Well, the reason why Wicca has grown so fast is because of all the environmentalists that we have now. And it's the next gradual step because, you know, they're all empowering the earth and the power of the trees and such like that.
Want the earth to empower them.
No wonder Rush Limbaugh calls
When
environmentalists
you get into saving the earth instead of saving people's souls, the next gradual step is to become a Wiccan, because that is making the earth your religion. We had that, I think, that article last year where there were Christian groups that were involved in ecology and such.
Yeah, that's their whole focus.
Yeah.
Because it's appealing right now to millennials.
Look at what we've got in the part of Revelation we're going to get to in a few weeks. You've got what they call a false prophet. This is the beast that comes out of the earth.
Well, they go nuts with me because I tell them it's all going to burn anyway.
Right.
Don't worry about it.
In October of 2017, last year, MarketWatch reported that psychic services, you know, call up a psychic, industry grew 2% between 2011 and 2016, an industry now worth approximately $2 billion. Wow. Also within the last several years, according to Pew, the percentage of people ages 18 to 29, your millennials, who have never doubted the existence of God dropped from 81% in 2007 to 67% in 2012. Rather than deeming everything that is supernatural demonic, the church needs to wake up to the reality of this realm and begin to approach it from a kingdom perspective, which understands its place and purpose, said Wanda Alger, field correspondent with the Intercessors for America and a pastor of Crossroad Community Church in Winchester, Virginia. That's the problem that we have within Christianity. Rather than seeing everything that is supernatural, demonic, the church needs to wake up to the reality of this realm and begin to approach it from a kingdom perspective. How nice. Because we're in the process of making this world into God's kingdom.
More positive, less negative.
And this is the intercessor of America. This is a correspondent for Intercessors for America. The sad thing is, the sad thing is that these millennials who are exploring the dark side of the supernatural have more faith and belief than most Christians because they are open and spiritually hungry. The spiritual realm responds. The biggest hindrance to understanding the reality of the spirit realm is unbelief, she emphasized.
Yeah. Well, the sad part is,
I would show that to Randy.
if you dealt
Listen
with
over here, you would get more
covenants before, I would rather deal with hardcore druids.
Yeah, I don't.
Why? Because Wiccans are like
Information I don't need.
They're half in, half out, and they don't see anything wrong with it.
Did you get my papers?
Yes, I did. Oh, I'm freezing.
I didn't know that you had a court hearing today.
Yeah. They got a week. They got till next Thursday at noon. I'm sorry, I stepped on your toe, honey.
All right. It's good to see you.
I have a box of gloves.
Want my coat?
No. I do have a box of gloves I brought back with us, but I don't need them.
Okay.
75 degrees. Yeah, Don. Hey, sweet Pete. Oh, I love you. I miss you guys. I miss the church family. You.
Call back.
Oh, no, it's too cold. Don. You.
It's okay, we'll
Right,
get
you.
you know Randy?
I don't. Randy, I'm Don. Dad. Oh, I went down to, that one company down by me again, right? Love you too.
Well, I just had my 77th birthday, believe it or
I went
not.
down to, sorry, I'm really disturbing you. Emily's assistance yesterday because I was looking for a pair of gloves for the winter. And they said that they could not help me.
I'll let her help you.
That's family that moved down to South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
The strange thing about Wicca is easier to change the heart of a hardcore Satanist than it is a Wiccan. Because a hardcore Satanist is black and white. You can see the difference. It's like when I used to play in coffee houses and went up to Wisconsin where, Wiccan land. We had a Satanist group come in and try to cast their curses on us while we were playing and such. Had a third of a witch's coven turn to the Lord that day. To this day, Wiccans come down and try to find one of us that was in that group to like every 10 years, it's like clockwork. They come down and they'll just stand outside the building and start trying to cast curses on us. It's really bizarre. And you think, well, how do they find you? Well, they know. They know where you are because,
They're in connection.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
I get that box. I have one. Oh, me? Okay, because I'm a name of your
You have to give all the makeup. Even if it's not this kind of expectations you have. It's difficult for them to do it just regular makeup. So I can see, the same thing, guys are starting to wear makeup too.
Yeah. Scary, isn't it? I'm telling you.
Well, it gets kind of crazier. I mean, this is not totally related, but totally not unrelated. And again, as I referenced the book of Enoch, and whether or not I say the book's not scripture, but it is interesting. It talks about the 200 angels that fell to the earth and had sexual relationships with women. This is in Genesis chapter 6. And each one of the angels that lists what the most fascinating is that there was angels that was devoted to gene splicing and DNA enhancement. And then there was another, and that's the most fascinating, I think. The most bizarre, unless you really think about it, was they taught how to make earthly women more attractive, to persuade people into rebellion against God. And part of it is how to use makeup. Can you imagine an angel coming down and teaching women how to use makeup and to make yourself more attractive to get people to rebel against God? And it sounds kind of bizarre, but I mean, I can see it, because when the Jewish people came out of Egypt, God warned them not to cohabitate, have relationships with women of other nationalities and religions, but Israel didn't do that, because I think that this could possibly be the reason why, is they have purposely learned how to be attractive to entice God's people at that time to go into a pagan religion. You see Solomon, who all of his wisdom had all these pagan wives that he was attracted to, and at the end of his life, spiraled down, build a temple on the Mount of Olives, just for the pagan religions to be able to have a place to worship. And I still believe, is the very reason, I still really believe this, that in the Mount of Olives, when the Antichrist comes back, he will in turn not only be in the temple, but I think he's going to build another building in the Mount of Olives, also dedicated to maybe worshiping him, or maybe Satan. And when Christ comes down and parts the Mount of Olives, I mean, that could be the reason. Why Mount of Olives? I mean, could be one of the reasons why he does that. So I mean, it's just one of those kind of interesting things. This is the new cake bakers, Minnesota couple, filmmakers for weddings. Guess what they're not filming? Gay weddings. State tells Christian filmmakers make same-sex marriage films or spend 90 days in jail.
I saw that online.
Yes.
I was going to talk about my radio show. I just never got it.
Ruling in Britain over the cake bakers there for the cake bakers.
Didn't have it in my show.
They did not have to make cakes there. Ruling in Britain.
That's shocking.
Yeah.
You don't get that in America.
Imagine that.
Yeah, liberal country.
That's just speaking about England, London has 100 Sharia courts. 100 Sharia courts in England, in London. There's 100 Sharia courts in London that do nothing but legislate Islamic law. Two Christian filmmakers appeared before the 8th Circuit Court of Appeals in St. Paul Tuesday to challenge Minnesota state law, which they say illegally forces them to produce and create films expressing messages that contradict their core values. The Larsons went to enter the wedding industry. However, the State Human Rights Act stipulates that if the couple creates films celebrating their Christian beliefs about marriage, that marriage is between one woman and one man, they must also create films about marriage that violates their beliefs, including films promoting same-sex marriages. The government shouldn't threaten filmmakers with fines and jail time to force them to create films that violate their beliefs, said ADF Senior Counsel Jeremy Tedesco in a press release.
Sounds like a freedom of the press issue when you get right down to it.
In 2017, the Larsons tried to challenge the law as unconstitutional, but the lower court dismissed their case and mandated that they service same-sex weddings or close this part of their business. They are now appealing to to the 8th Circuit Court.
Waffle.
Excuse me, my honey.
Yeah, Bill? Austin City Council, Austin, Texas, has a law that says that if you're a church, you have to hire gay people also, along with God. Yeah, so they're fighting that right now. So Austin says that's a law. If you hire church people, you have to include gay people. Sweden continues to spiral down. Sweden cancels traditional Christmas concert, increases promotion of Islamic activities.
Imagine that.
Sweden and perhaps the world's largest outdoor Christian concert, Oh Holy Night, which traditionally airs on Swedish national TV on Christmas Eve each year, has been canceled. The largest outdoor Christian concert, Christmas concert, Oh Holy Night, canceled. This is most likely yet another example of Swedish traditions being suppressed in order not to offend migrants without holding Christian beliefs. And then there's a whole list of things here, some of which we've already covered. This one here, putting a woman in a hijab on the annual Advent Christmas calendar. We covered that. Prayer for diversity on National Day celebration events have been canceled. Principals forbidding students to wave Swedish flags on graduation day, which is a long tradition. Canceling traditional student choir appearances on TV, canceled. And now is Swedish pagan spring celebration.
Wonderful.
On Midsummer's Day, Sweden's most important and traditional holiday, TV4 decided to let a woman in the hijab teach the Swedes how to cook, believe properly, or food that you eat as Islam. Ramadan is celebrated with public events in several Swedish cities as well as on TV. Authorities are allowing Islamic call to prayer and at the same time forbidding Christian churches to ring their bells. And the list goes on.
Elizabeth said that when they were arguing on whether or not he should go to China, and he wanted to and they didn't, and he looked at somebody and said, "It doesn't matter to me. You don't have to go to war. Sooner or later, it'll come to you." That's what's happening in the world.
Yeah.
As soon as we have enough
from our church,
of the Islamic people in society changing our Christian values, we're going to have to draw a line somewhere.
In Sweden, because of this, Islamic immigrants. In Sweden, they now have a period of time which is called turn in your grenades, where you will not, if you turn in your grenades, you will not be penalized. You will not be held violation law or whatever. It's right now, there's a period of time in Sweden which is turn in your grenades. I didn't bring the article in. Turn in your grenades. What do you think the chances are that they're going to turn in their grenades? And then of course, Brooklyn witches. That's Brett Kavanaugh.
Yeah, I heard that one too.
Which has been going on. They first were trying to hex Bill Clinton. I mean, not Bill Clinton, but Donald Trump. But listen to this. The person who's heading this event up person who's heading this event up to put hexes. This is an event to put a hex on Brett Kavanaugh. And it's held at a place called Catland. Catland. It's a occultic bookstore in New York City. Tickets for the event at Catland are $10, and half the proceeds from the event will be donated to Planned Parenthood and an Olive Foray Center, a New York City shelter for homeless LGBTQ youth. Catland, located in Brunswick section of Brooklyn, touts itself as more than a simple occultic bookstore, hosting lectures on feminist goddesses, rebel saints, demonology 101, basic witchcraft, potions, and yoga for witches. They offer a lending library under the heading Join the Coven. Now, let's see here. I have it somewhere here. Okay, the event will have photographers and people being targeted. An effigy of Kavanaugh, graveyard dirt, and a coffin nail. The venue will, with a maximum capacity of 60, is already sold out, but the Huffington Post reported that more than 1,000 people are planning on attending. Yeah. Catland is planning on live streaming the event along with instructions for those who wish to hex at home.
Hexing we shall go.
People are wondering how come
Slamming that coffee down. Are we having a rally here or what?
Yeah.
how come witchcraft and such is gaining so much power in the United States. But if you think about it, how many innocent children are being sacrificed on the altar of abortion?
Yeah.
When they donate to Planned Parenthood, that's what they're doing. Is they're sacrificing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's no different from the Old Testament pagan religions that were demonic, sacrificing children, than what we're doing here in the United States. The Supreme Court recently sided with pro-life pregnancy centers. The ripple effect has begun. Pregnancy centers were victorious at the Supreme Court earlier this summer by winning. The win is having a major ripple effect. In NIFLA versus Ursula, the court ruled 5-4 that states cannot require pro-life pregnancy centers to post advertising promoting abortions, holding that such laws could violate free speech and rights of those centers. The ruling struck down a 2015 California law that has done just that. That law that was passed in 2015, that we've talked about also, that says that pro-life centers have to also put literature in about abortions, and like crisis pregnancy centers also have to have literature, now has been struck down by the Supreme Court. That was one of the victories this summer. That it says that a state cannot make like a crisis pregnancy center or a church or that promotes pro-life. The state cannot demand they put in literature promoting abortion. So it's already starting to take effect.
Yeah, because
And the good man, the other's fine. How appropriate is it? Yeah.
not only do they have to have literature and posters, but the posters have to be in huge type, 16-point type or something like that.
Yes.
Now, that similar thing should apply to that other case where they're being told that they have to make a film, which does sound like a computer too. Promoting different kinds of marriage.
Yes.
Is your vehicle in Wal-Mart?
I didn't know, Betty. Here, you can unlock it.
Can you unlock it with a button?
I don't know.
Maybe
There might be blocks, you might not be able to get away from that.
Unlock
the doorway.
That's the only
Push the unlock and see if the
I just have a certain distance to do that.
I'm just gonna grease an island off of